Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the new mass-produced Dark Goddess Tarot by Ellen Lorenzi-Prince. Many of you will probably already be aware of this deck, and this was an independent deck at first and then it was released as a mass market deck a couple of months ago. Mine arrived maybe 2.5 weeks ago. Just a note to say that, again, as with the Murder of Crows Tarot, I actually filmed this video back in November 2020, so I have had this deck and I have worked with it now. But again, the reading at the end is a timeless reading for the collective, so hopefully it will still be of interest to you. So I'm not going to lie, I've already looked through it and I've had this on my altar for a few weeks and I've been desperate to work with it, but I wanted to walk through it first. So I have had a look at it. As you can see, sturdy box, it's got that sort of inset. The cards probably couldn't escape, but I know a lot of people don't really care for those kind of boxes, but I really like this box. I think it's really sturdy and I think it looks good on the shelf. It comes with this really fantastic book. This is really thick and meaty and there's colour, images, which is just incredible. I've wanted this deck for a while, but it was out of print, and when I heard that it was coming out as mass market, I was absolutely thrilled. This is fantastic. Many of you will already know that I do work with the Morrigan, a Celtic Irish deity, and she is depicted here in this card as Sovereignty. This is actually the Emperor card, I believe, but renamed as Sovereignty. I think the Morrigan really works with the Emperor energy, and what it says here is never surrender what matters most. And there's such juicy descriptions here and, you know, what it means when each of these goddesses appears. I'm just so excited. I mean, look how stunning this is. This is so beautiful. I'm so excited to work with this. I want to work with this during moon time. I also want to work with this during dark moon phases and new moon phases as well. I think throughout the entire moon cycle I'll work with this. But I think this is going to be something I'm going to want to work with a lot, all the time, in all honesty. I will say the art isn't exactly my cup of tea, but I often find that the decks I feel like that about first become my favourite and my very, very best decks and my most treasured decks. So it's really interesting. I think it's because it's sort of cartoonish in style, but actually I think there's something so beautiful about the simplicity of these shapes, and there's this energy to them. It just completely conveys the energy of these goddesses, and it feels very much like channeled work. It's just incredibly beautiful. So, so special. This is the Hanged one. So anyway, enough with the book. I'm going to walk through this deck now. So I have learned that this deck is based on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but there have been certain elements, certain cards renamed, and obviously each goddess has been chosen specifically to represent the energies or the archetypes within each card. So it is a different kind of deck, and I feel like I'm going to be using it as a different kind of deck. A bit like I would use, say, the Herbcrafters Tarot or the Celtic Wisdom Tarot, which are sort of slightly different to regular kind of tarot system. And I don't think that's bad at all, you know, I think more and more that that's just a wonderful thing. So this first card is the Fool, and it depicts Sheila Magick, I think that's how you pronounce it. Again, a Celtic deity, and this particular deity is also featured in the Celtic Wisdom Tarot. I really, really love the depictions of this goddess. For me, it feels very appropriate for something like death, but I can see how it would be Fool energy as well. Got Isis, the Magician, the Pythia for the Priestess. So you can see you've got different pantheons here. The Black Madonna for the Empress. Stunning. The Morrigan for Sovereignty, so the Emperor. Sybil is the Hierophant. Freya, the Lovers. Ishtar is the Chariot. Samavilla for Strength. I'm not sure I know a lot about this deity, so that'd be interesting to read about. Baba Yaga, I just love this depiction. She's the Hermit. That's just brilliant. Fortuna for the Wheel of Fortune. Maat for Justice, of course. This is a theme that comes up a lot in the tarot, in various tarot decks. I feel the goddess Maat is used as a depiction for the Justice card. Tiamat I don't know this goddess, but this card is beautiful. This is the Hanged One. And Santa Muerta, Death. This is perfect. And obviously, I'm glad they made the choice they did. I do have the Santa Muerta Tarot, and I absolutely love working with that deck. I actually find it really, really poignant to work with that deck. This is Brigid, Alchemy, perfect. I can't pronounce that. Shall I try? Let's find out in the book if it tells us how to pronounce that. Pronounced Tlasolteot. Tlasolteot. Corruption. You've got Destruction Kali. So I guess she's the Tower. The Star, Spider Woman. Ariane Rod. The Moon, beautiful. Sekhmet, the Sun. Liberation, Persephone. Kotlikyu, the World. I don't know if I pronounced that right either, but we'll see. Vesta, Ace of Fire, so she's Roman goddess of hearth and home. Hecate, 2 of Fire. Circe, 3 of Fire. Kamufuchi, or Fuki, 4 of Fire. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciations. I will read up on how to pronounce them. Eris, 5 of Fire. Epona, Horse Goddess, 6 of Fire. Durga, 7 of Fire. Red Dakini, 8 of Fire. Chantico, 9 of Fire. Thyone, 10 of Fire. Is that how you say it? Pele, Amazon of Fire. This is so beautiful. And it really does make me think of Moana. I know, Disney film, but still, like, I absolutely love that part of the film when she sings and puts the heart back inside and then it turns back into Pele. And it's so beautiful. Qadesh, Siren of Fire. So I guess your Amazons are pages, Sirens are knights, Witches, Witch of Fire, Caridwen. Interesting, she's got the boar's head there. Witch of Fire would be Queen, and then Hag of Fire is going to be your King. Maman Brigitte. Face of the Deep, Ace of Water. Lorelei, 2 of Water. So Cups. Mami Wata, 3 of Water. Lethe, 4 of Water. La Llorona, 5 of Water. Wow. Tefnut, 6 of Water. Maeve, 7 of Water. Sedna, 8 of Water. Lady of the Lake, 9 of Water. Avalonian. Ishel, 10 of Water. Sikala, Amazon of Water. Aphrodite, Siren of Water. Maya Akitsu Hime, Witch of Water. Ran, Hag of Water. There's a lot of goddesses in here that I've not heard of. Nemesis, Ace of Air. Athena, 2 of Air. Blue Dakini is 3 of Air. Nut is 4 of Air. Harianago, 5 of Air. Scathach, 6 of Air. Scottish, I believe. Laverna, 7 of Air. Crow Mother, 8 of Air. Banshee, 9 of Air. Again, this relates very much to the Babe, one of the aspects of the Morrigan. Erinyes, 10 of Air. Skadi, Amazon of Air. Lilith, Siren of Air. Oya, Witch of Air. Beautiful, that's beautiful. Duhamavati, Hag of Air. Gaia, wow, Ace of Earth. Hel, 2 of Earth, fantastic depiction. Norns, 3 of Earth. Sphinx, 4 of Earth. Demeter, 5 of Earth. Sisonokoa, 6 of Earth. Wow, incredible. Ereshkigal, 7 of Earth. Kalek, 8 of Earth. Wow. Ludoved, 9 of Earth. My goodness me. Allah, 10 of Earth. Artemis, Amazon of Earth. Babel, Siren of Earth. Inanna, Witch of Earth, which is Sumerian goddess. She Who Watches is the Hag of Earth. And there we have it. So let's do a little shuffle. As you can see, I didn't talk about the edges, did I? But these are gilded edges. Some people don't like these, but I'm a sucker for gilding, although this has chipped a little bit slightly. And the backs as well, almost like a compass, and you can see there's a slight gloss. But the cardstock is good. I think this is going to shuffle nicely. Slightly larger, again, than a traditional tarot deck. Let's just see what goddess energy do we need in the collective right now to give us a message. Is there an energy that we need in the collective right now to send a message to us? Okay. Wow. Very timely. Alright. So Matt, justice. So timely, so auspicious, so appropriate, isn't it? So Matt is an Egyptian goddess, and she's obviously about justice and the balance of heart and head, I guess. I think that it was that she measured your heart against your deeds, or something about intellect and heart, after you passed, I believe, and judged whether you would go into the underworld or into heaven, potentially, or some form of upper world. But yeah, that's very rudimentary kind of knowledge that I have. But yeah, the Justice card, obviously, all about getting that balance, and all about, you know, what is right, doing what is right in the world, coming to pass, making sure that we are following through with our morals, you know, being careful not to judge other people too harshly, or feeling that we have the right to, you know, necessarily dish out justice to other people. And I think that's a very, very important, powerful message, especially for those of us who practice magic. That's a really, really important lesson to learn and to consider. And I think it's really, really important to understand your morals and your boundaries and your understanding of your personal perspective and how you perceive all of these different areas, from what a witch is to, you know, what your beliefs really are. And I think you need to be happy with whatever it is that you decide is moral for you, and that needs to be the way you need to go. But let's just have a little look now in the book and see what comes out of the book. So the Egyptian goddess of truth, balance, law, morality and justice. So yes, of course, this talks about law and the right things happening, and, you know, rightly or wrongly, it does make me think about the recent election. It was very complicated, but I personally am very, very pleased that the previous president is no longer the president, but I'm aware that there's going to be a whole lot of layers to that. Editing Emily here, and I just wanted to say, actually, in light of the events that happened at the beginning of 2021, I think it's really, really interesting that this card did come up, and that I did make mention of the election at the time. I think it really does show, actually, always how much more work there is to do for justice and for the right thing, because no matter how it might appear, there is always more work to do to balance the scales of justice. Anyway, I will read. All of these ideals are one and the same in her. The ancient Egyptians deeply believed in the holiness, unity and equilibrium of the universe. The goddess Mat sets and continually maintains order of the stars and all the worlds, lest the powers of chaos overtake creation. She stands behind the sun Ra as the guiding principle of life. Humanity participates in this divine cosmic harmony through correct civic and ritual behaviour. And that comes back to what I was talking about having responsibility over our own actions, especially as people in these kinds of circles. So if we read for others, if we offer readings, if we offer mediumship or anything like that in exchange for money, or if we do spell work or magic for other people, with other people, on other people, you know, that we are being very aware of our responsibility towards others and doing the right thing and making sure that we are not harming others. So it goes on. Chapter or spell 125 of the Papyrus of Ani lists 42 declarations of purity, the so-called negative confessions. This is a magical spell for the absolution of the soul of the deceased. Through the power of words and the magic of writing, transgressions against harmony can be cleared off the cosmic record and enable the soul to pass the judgment of Mat. Some of these declarations: I have caused none to weep, I have not eaten the heart through regret, I am not a stirrer of strife, I have never stopped the flow of water. In a land where crops grow exclusively through irrigation, this last is more than metaphoric. In another text from the New Kingdom era, the Book of the Cow of Heaven, one is advised to paint a figure of fact on one's tongue. This ritual ensures that the individual will speak only what is true. For the magician, it allows what is spoken to become true. So when Mat appears, evaluate your relationships, whether intimate or public, for right conduct. Where cruelty, falsehood, entitlement or servility exists, realise how your heart is eroded by these actions. An opportunity exists for your voice to be heard. An opportunity exists for you to be a voice of justice. And I feel like the presence of the blue here, blue always makes me think of the throat chakra. Of course, it's the main colour for the throat chakra, but with so much blue, I really do feel like that's going to remind me about the importance of speaking and being careful about what we say. Maintaining calm and creating order is beneficial. Do not invite chaos into your life. Speak aloud for what you wish for. Write down your confession. Draw up a contract. There is power to be gained in formal declarations of intent. To reveal the truth of an unjust situation, set a light in a window using an oil lamp or a candle scented with frankincense or myrrh. Gaze at the flame and scry for how the inequality may come to light to be redressed. So interesting, there are some sort of practical approaches how you can utilise the energy and the advice from each card in real spell work or real ritual work to aid you in moving forward. And I think this has been a really interesting card to come out at this time. Definitely auspicious, definitely meant to be, and you know, whatever this is about for you, it will be different for everybody. You know, take this message with you, and if you have this deck, do take a look at this card. I urge you to read the entry in the book, or if you don't have this deck, pull out any of your justice cards and take a look at them, because I think that there is so much knowledge to be gained from each of the decks. I think that's one of the reasons why many of us in this community are very keen in collecting decks, and why we are so interested in seeing different ways that each energy and archetype can be depicted. I think it's so fascinating. So I'll put Mat back in the pack, and I'm going to put this straight on my altar space and start using it. I'm probably not going to use it in the typical way, but I'm going to use it maybe alongside another deck. I'm not sure exactly how I'll use it yet, but we will see. So once again, this deck has been the Dark Goddess Tarot, the mass market edition by Ellen Lorenzi-Prince. Thank you so much for joining me for this walkthrough. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please do click the like button and give the video a thumbs up, and share it with anyone who you think would be interested to see it. If you have the deck and you've been working with it, I'd love to hear how you're getting on and how you like to work with it. Also, any tips or anything that you've discovered while working with it, I'd love to hear. If you're interested in this deck or you'd like to get your hands on it, I'd love to hear as well. So do leave me a comment below and we can have a little chat. And if you'd like to see more from me, more tarot and magic, witchy related content, then please do click the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that little bell notification as well to be notified when I upload new videos just like this one. Thank you again so much for joining me. I hope that you stay well and safe, and I look forward to seeing you in another video really soon. Take care. Bye.